Would you bring home a doll you found abandoned in the woods? What if that doll whispered secrets too terrifying to ignore? In a small town bordered by an ominous forest, strange objects often appeared. One day, a little girl named Ayumi stumbled upon a porcelain doll. The doll was flawless, with shimmering glass eyes and intricate lace clothing. Despite its beauty, it exuded an unsettling aura. Ayumi's mother hesitated when she brought the doll home. "Where did you find this?" she asked, but Ayumi couldn't recall exactly. That night, Ayumi placed the doll on a shelf in her room. The doll's unblinking eyes seemed to follow her as she moved around. At midnight, Ayumi woke up to faint whispers. They sounded like a child's voice, calling her name from somewhere close. She turned on the light and saw the doll sitting on her desk, though she remembered placing it on the shelf. Did I move it? Over the next few nights, the whispers grew louder. Ayumi began hearing phrases like, "Help me," and "Set me free." She tried telling her parents, but they dismissed it as nightmares. "Dolls don't talk," her father laughed. Brushing up one night, Ayumi locked the doll in a cupboard before bed. But when she woke up, it was sitting beside her pillow. She decided to throw the doll into the woods, hoping to get rid of it. But the next day, it was back on her desk, dirt still on its dress. Terrified, Ayumi began avoiding her room, but the whispers followed her. They grew more insistent. "You promised to help me." Desperate for answers, she searched the woods where she first found the doll. There, she discovered a small, moss-covered grave. The grave was unmarked except for a cracked wooden cross. Ayumi felt a chill as she stood over it, the whispers now a steady hum. A faint light flickered around the grave, and Ayumi's vision blurred. She saw flashes of a little girl holding the same doll, crying in the forest. The vision grew clearer, showing the girl being abandoned. Her cries echoed as she whispered to the doll, "Stay with me forever." Ayumi felt her body freeze as the whispers turned to screams. A shadow emerged from the grave, shaped like the little girl in her vision. The shadow hovered over Ayumi, its voice merging with the doll's. "You found me. Now you must take my place," it demanded. Ayumi tried to run, but her feet felt rooted to the ground. The shadow surged forward, enveloping her in a suffocating cold. The doll's glass eyes began glowing, locking Ayumi in place. "It's your turn now," the voice said, sending waves of panic through her. Her surroundings melted into darkness as more voices joined the whispers. Ayumi realized they were other children, trapped like her. She pleaded for mercy, but the shadow laughed. "You shouldn't have brought me home," it hissed, its icy fingers gripping her shoulders. The ground beneath Ayumi crumbled, and she fell into the darkness. The doll, now alive, stood at the edge, watching her descent. When Ayumi opened her eyes, she was back in her room, but something was wrong. Her reflection in the mirror wasn't her own. The doll now sat in her place, smiling eerily. Ayumi realized she had become part of the curse, her soul trapped within the doll. The next morning, Ayumi's parents found the doll on her bed. They searched for Ayumi, but there was no trace of her. Rumors spread about the cursed doll that caused children to disappear. Parents began warning their kids to avoid the woods. Rumors spread about the cursed doll that caused children to disappear. Parents began warning their kids to avoid the woods. To this day, the townsfolk hear faint whispers in the forest. Many believe it's Ayumi calling out for help. The grave remains hidden, covered in moss and forgotten by time, but those who stumble upon it feel an unshakable dread. Legends say the doll is still out there waiting for its next victim. Its curse only grows stronger with each soul it claims. Would you dare to take home a doll abandoned in the woods? Or would you leave it haunted by the whispers that follow? Would you dare to take home a doll abandoned in the woods? Or would you leave it haunted by the whispers that follow?